What is the current status of the wide receiver room? Walk me through that right now, Todd.
CeeDee Lamb and the rest is basically what it is. Again, the only other guy that's caught a pass from Dak Prescott in a regular season game right now is Noah Brown, and I don't think he has 40 catches in his first 5 seasons in the league. So they're banking on Michael Gallup not being ready to play the opener. The good news there is they've not put him on PUP. Jerry told us yesterday they don't expect him to open the year on PUP, so he will be back sometime in September and not miss the first 4 games after tearing that ACL last January, had the surgery in February. So, but again, here's a guy that's been rehabbing the knee. How much can you expect from him when he's just coming off that injury to contribute and play so much right away? Seems like that would be an issue. They like Jalen Tolbert, their 3rd-round pick. Noah Brown has had a good camp. Simi Fehoko, a draft pick last year, didn't catch a pass. He's had some good moments. So if you're a fantasy football person out there, draft Dalton Schultz because he's going to catch about 100 balls this year. Might be for about 8 yards a catch, but he's going to be a big factor in this passing game.
And what about the running game? I mean, Pollard is such a home run hitter. I've been talking about Tony Pollard for 2 years now, thinking he's not on the field enough. And of course, I receive feedback on that I'm a Zeke hater because I'm a Michigan man. That's not true at all. I mean, it keeps Zeke healthy. It keeps him ready to be the guy in December and January with Pollard out there as well. What is the plan in the running back position for this offense again now that Tyron Smith is going to be out for the foreseeable future? Todd Archer.
Right, they were going to lean on the running game regardless, and I don't think that really changes. In fact, it might be more on the running game in some respect if they can, and if they can solve that left tackle spot. But Zeke is still the team's number 1 ball carrier, and he'll remain so. I don't believe it'll be anywhere near a 50-50 split, maybe 60-40, somewhere along those lines. But I do think you'll see Tony Pollard mixed in more together with Zeke out there, maybe even some at receiver. He's a guy that, you said it, he's dynamic when he gets the ball in his hands. I can still picture him running away from everybody in New Orleans late in the year inside the Superdome for a touchdown. They're committed to get him the ball as much as they can. It might not be in carries because that'll be Zeke's domain, and especially down in the red zone and down by the goal line. Zeke still had 10 touchdowns rushing last year, so he's still effective. Zeke is a guy, Rich, that he's had a tremendous summer. He looks great. And if you go back to the first 5 games last year, really, before the injury, he was on pace for a 1,500-yard season. So the Cowboys believe that Zeke is, if he can stay healthy, and it's always an if for everybody, that Zeke can still be an elite back. But you'll see a lot of Tony Pollard out there this year.
Todd Archer here on the Rich Eisen Show. So give me the bright spot. What's the bright spot for the Dallas Cowboys over the last several weeks? Oxnard, preseason games. What are they talking about how 2020 is going to be better than people think right now?
Well, clearly the Tyron Smith news puts a damper on everything to a degree because of all the stuff we've just talked about. But the less talked about subject of this team, it's just how good the defense is going to be, in my opinion. Micah Parsons, 2nd year. Trayvon Diggs coming off an all-pro season with 11 interceptions. Dan Quinn, knowing what he has, those guys knowing Dan Quinn, you've really seen a team that its identity has kind of changed from, hey, the Cowboys are all about their offense, right? Go Romo, Witten, Dez, DeMarco Murray, even through the Dak era, where now you're talking about a team that is going to be built in some ways on its defense with Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, Trayvon Diggs, Jaron Kearse. There's a lot of pieces on this defense that Dan Quinn has at his disposal that I think will make them better than they were a year ago, even if they don't get as many takeaways. So the season's not over. Jerry said, hey, we're still going to line them up and play. We'll be out there. I think how they get it done is going to be different, and a big part of that is going to be a defense that will be better than it was a year ago when it surprised a lot of people.
And I guess then what is the hole that Tyron Smith leaves outside of just playing football? I mean, how significant is that, based you can tell?
I mean, when you have a $40 million quarterback, it's awful nice to look over and see number 77 out there as the protector of the blind side. Again, they've gotten used to life without him, perhaps too much, and this might be his final year with the Cowboys because of all the injuries and age and everything catching up to him. But he is a staple guy in that locker room, a guy that's very quiet, and when he does talk to the offensive linemen, they'll listen to what he says. But this is the only loss that in my mind that could be bigger than losing Tyron Smith would be losing Dak Prescott for an extended period of time. And we saw what happened to the Cowboys in 2020 when he went down with that ankle injury.